All right, I'm not trying to be an asshole about things. I think it's funny when. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Half World Show. It's a half show today. We'll try to go a little longer, but we got stuff to attend to. But I find it funny in the comment section. We have the introduction that goes about 6 minutes or so. Right down here, there's a clock, there's a timer that's running backwards to zero, and still people will say, "When does it start?"
They
Oh,
said
I don't know.
volume's low.
When the clock gets to zero. How about that? When the clock gets down to zero, the show starts. That's what a countdown timer is for. You think the clock down here in the bottom is for the end of the earth? Is that when Jesus returns? No, 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 no. It's more important than both of those things. It's when the world show begins. I don't know what else we could do. I guess we could fill the whole screen with the countdown clock, and there'd still be some jabroni out there going, "I don't understand. When's the fucking show start?" Welcome to the World Show. A little bit different than the other shows we do. We do a little bit of culture. We do a little bit of politics. We do a little bit of things from around the planet. Although lately there hasn't been a lot to discuss. Not that we couldn't go find some stuff, but it just seems like, the Israel topic just comes up and comes up and comes up. And every week I think, okay, I'm done talking about Israel because the mainstream media's got it covered. Everything's fine. They're saying it all. I don't need to add anything to it. And then I see something where they're discussing it, and these guys are getting paid millions of dollars a year to analyze the situation. And to me, it looks like they're missing the whole point. From my point of view, I'm like, is that really what you guys should? Maybe I'm just thinking about things in nuts and bolts. Maybe I'm keeping things at street level. Maybe that's my problem. So there is some things I want to talk about, but it's a very different spin, and I've only got a couple things to talk about this morning. Like I said, today is a weird Monday. It was a flip of the coin to call off the show entirely, or if we should, press on and see if we can do at least half a show so I can say good morning to everybody. You guys are my friends, and so I like speaking to you. I like when you guys write some stuff down for me. We can talk back and forth a little bit. I thought 30 minutes of conversation is going to be better than none. That's where I was going with it. All right, so listen, I saw a couple people in here. Christopher Thomas said he was here for the first time. There's more than a few people in here for the first time. I want you to consider it like a first date. All right? Don't be nervous. Relax. I'll do all the work. There you go. Now it makes it easy for you. Okay. So, let's jump in here. Let's go. Boom.
You gonna welcome Facebook member?
Did I not welcome the Facebook member?
No.
Well, you can welcome them. They can hear you talking. They can hear you laughing at me, too.
Hey, welcome everybody in Facebook land.
Who's moderating over there?
Sam and Joe.
Sammy Joe is your moderator on Facebook land. If you say something interesting, she will reply to you. She gets paid to like every comment that goes by. Even if you're an asshole, even if you say something stupid, Sammy's just leaning over there with one hand on her cheek hitting like. That's her job. So if she doesn't do her job, let us know. All right.
Christopher Thomas goes, wow, I was even shouted out.
Yeah, well, we try to listen.
We are very friendly here at Gen X Talk.
We are. I try to read all the comments. It's just hard that so many go by. Plus, I'm trying to collect my thoughts, which is a very difficult thing for a man of my age to do. But I do. I used to, when we first started this, that's all I would do. There was no show prep. There was just like, we turn on the camera and go, "What's up? What do you guys want to talk about?" And then I would just read the comment section. And I got lectured for that, too. Don't read your comment section. You just say your message. Yeah, fuck off.
And we want to say to the new members.
Section, I will. Go ahead.
Thank you for stopping by to all the new members on Facebook, or new people that are not even members, just new people that have stopped by to check us out.
Yeah.
We have our moderators here. If you ever have a question, they're welcoming everybody to the chat. We have a great moderator team.
We have the best moderators in the business. We really do. These people are highly intelligent, very sophisticated, drink a lot of beer, and they're here for you guys. They're really engaged.
Mrs. Forwatton started off the morning with 5 memberships already.
She's really trying to just go at me today, isn't she? She's going to fill it up where I can't. The whole show is going to be the comment section.
The memberships are going out to Alfredo, Michael, Lily, Rule 1, and Tickety Talk.
Those people can now, after the program is over, go to the YouTube community section and peek behind the curtain. There's 3 years of stuff you can go back and look at now that you're a member. Same thing on Facebook. If you guys in Facebook can get to the General's Lunchbox, that's a page. That's a Facebook page. It's $1, but if you guys go in there, then you guys can take a peek behind the curtain. Also, 3 years of history stuff in there. Wheezy16 member for 7 months, bottom of the Glass Nation status. I haven't seen the name Wheezy16 in a year. And now Wheezy just shows back up. I'm supposed to pretend nothing's wrong. I look in the comment section quite often. Never seen a Wheezy. Now I got a Wheezy. Got my very own Wheezy.
Wheezy.
All right.
Robert Stainer, he's new.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that name, and he's not a member. He's stopping by. He's not Israel related, but he commented and said, "But what is your take on the new federal rent control bill? Sorry, not pill.
Yeah,
bill."
That's a long, super long discussion. I'll write that down, and we'll touch on that at some of the time.
Have to come back.
You have to come back to that one, but it's a lot like mandating a minimum wage. They say it's going to do one thing, they try to make it do one thing, and then it ends up doing the opposite and creating more problems. And I'm not saying that I have a better answer at the moment, but I'm just letting you know that I've seen this kind of stuff. I've been on this planet 55 years. I've watched a lot of this stuff go around several times. This is not a brand new conversation. So we can talk about life experiences and what in reality what happens. But if I start down that road, it'll be 4:00 in the afternoon, and I still will have not gotten to the world show. So we'll write that down and we'll get back to that. All right. So there was some stuff. What was the stuff? I was going to say, I was going to get some of the slightly less inspiring housekeeping stuff out of the way. So if you guys missed your announcement on Facebook, if Facebook did not tell you we were going live, if YouTube did not tell you we were going live, what you need to do is join Patreon, because that way we send an email. I sent out an email this morning about half an hour before the show, just said, hey, we're going live in half an hour, and told you where. We don't bother you. We don't slam you with stuff. There's a lot of cool behind-the-scenes stuff on Patreon, too. 3 years of behind-the-scenes membership stuff. But the main thing is you get an email, and it helps you just decide if you want to show up or not. It reminds you, because the platforms are terrible about doing it, as you might have noticed. Now, the new podcast is up. It's up twice. Let me explain. So we put the podcast up. The audio version goes up on Spotify, it goes up on Apple, it goes on Google Podcasts, it's on Amazon, and the audio was distorted on my microphone pretty bad, and we couldn't fix it. We tried everything. The kid tried to fix it. I'm sure there's a program that helps you with auto distort, but we didn't get our shit together on time, so we posted it, and it didn't come out very well. Now, I found out from people that if you're listening on your phone and it's in your back pocket, or it's on your desk and it's just on speakerphone, it seemed to be okay. But anybody who had any sort of a headphone or a good speaker listening device, they're like, dude, that was not cool. Well, we also do a video version of the podcast. We record it on the video side. So we have the audio track and we have the video. The video has its own audio. And that audio came out good. So I took that video, ripped the audio track off, put it back up on Spotify, on Apple. So now everybody's got a good, clean copy of the audio, or supposedly. That was a good thing. So anytime we have something distorted, if we've gone through the video version of it, we can pull the audio but we're going to have to we got equipment. We should learn how to use it. Don't you think? I do. So the other part with that is that we had some interviews we've been doing. And it's a little bit different to try to discuss. See if I can find one in here. Two Bear had said it's when you look at the audio podcast list, when you're looking at the menu, I was concerned that they were just going to be, because my wife and I do the regular podcast, how were we going to set the interviews aside? And I was worried about that. And guess what? Everybody says, oh, if you're going to change format, I like listening to your wife and you. But if you're going to start changing to these interviews, I'm out of here. I'm fucking leaving. So I went back and I was talking with staff, and Two Bear says, no, you labeled them pretty clearly. They're different. You know, they're not the same. So I went back in and I changed. We only have 3 up so far. We got 3 solid interviews. But what we have up there, on the little thumbnail, little cover picture, I made sure every interview is going to have a big blue eye designating the interview so you can tell them apart. The pink podcast version is my wife and I. Anything with a big blue eye is going to be the interviews we're doing, which brings me to sunny point number 2. Scott Robinson was here last week, and we did ended up being 2 hours, and we had to stop. We could have kept talking forever. And Scott and I had a great time. It was 10 in the morning. Allegedly, we were drinking whiskey. You never can tell. And we had a great time. And we did go about 2 hours on that. We figured out the audio stuff. We posted it. The video version's coming out in a couple of days. My wife and I Our video dropped, our audio podcast dropped on Friday. The video version of my wife and I dropped on Sunday. Then this one came out. The video of this one come out. We're moving right along, and we're trying to. We've got guests booked up on stuff we're doing, so it's a lot of fun. I don't know if the moderators can put up the link to the website for Patreon, or there's a link tree for our podcast. That's the one you should do. Any of you out there in Google land, just Google Gen X Talks Linktree podcast, and the link tree comes up. Yeah, Gen X Mom.
I have a couple on Facebook. John Medlock says, I never get a shout out from the general.
What's his name?
John Medlock.
Well, I don't like his name. I'm never going to say the name John Medlock. John Medlock does not flow from the tongue. It does not sound. Does that sound like a name you'd want to say? Do you sound like a John Medlock? Do you think it's
Almost
something?
sounds like Madlock.
Yeah, it almost sounds like John. Are you old? Are you 85 years old, solving mysteries in a white suit? Because it kind of sounds like that. His name wasn't John, wasn't it? Ben Matlock.
I don't remember.
Is Ben? I don't know. I'm embarrassed. If I know that, it's embarrassing. It's my grandparents' show, not mine.
So don't admit it.
No, I won't. So John Medlock?
Medlock.
Madlock?
Med, like medical.
So he couldn't even get his name right. It was supposed to be Madlock, and he didn't even get that right. And he wants me to say I'm never saying the
Supposed to
name.
do a shout out.
No.
For John Medlock.
Not going to say his name.
Remember his name?
John Medlock or something.
Yeah, okay.
Never coming out of my mouth. I'm never giving him a shout. Never saying a goddamn fucking word ever. How you doing, John? Thanks for stopping by.
Per Hansen on Facebook. Hi, my first time here also. I'm a Danish guy, and you talk truce. Even I understand. Thanks. Sorry about your son, but he is savable. Still, love your small vids.
He's an idiot. What was that guy's name?
Oh, my God. Per Hansen.
Per,
P-E-R.
Per Hansen.
That's what it says.
That's a dude's first name is Per?
Well, you don't know. It could be, I don't know.
Well, I'm just saying, when you that's like his mother was divvying out kids and per child, they gave, per child, per
diem.
Per diem. It just seemed like a very mathematical way to name a child.
Maybe.
What do I know?
Adam Pedley over on YouTube wants to know, why do the people not get a say going cashless? Ooh, interesting.
I don't want to go cashless. So much of my world and the economy works on a cash basis. Here we go again. You want to talk for 4 hours. To sum it up, the government wants to get rid of cash because then they can keep track of it, they can tax it, and they can control it. They can pull it away from you when they think it's theirs. They have complete control if they can get rid of cash.
And when they run out of money, guess who they're running to? Our bank accounts.
Yeah, they will. And the money's in there in digital form. They can do what they want. So the problem is that cash runs a huge part of the economy. What would you say? 1/3, 1/4, 1/5? It's a huge part of the economy. So they say, yes, we know that. That's why we want to get rid of the cash where we can cash and pay attention to every transaction. And the problem is that there's a lot of transactions that'll just stop. I can tell you hundreds of times in my life when I bought something because the cash option was available. And if someone says, no, I'm sorry, we have to do it with paperwork, then I'm going to pass. Tons. So, the government, this is typical government thinking. We are going to grab, another $1 trillion in sales tax. And then they're going to kill, $1 trillion in sales. They have no way of knowing. I have no way of knowing. You don't know either. But the truth is, whatever cash they eliminate cash, you're going to eliminate cash transactions. You think you're getting more money, but you're killing. How do you know? How do you know this is going to go good for you? And it's not going to go good for us. That's for damn sure. Regular people doing regular things, conducting regular business. When someone comes up and offers me $10 for my little red wagon out front, I'll sell them the little red wagon for $10. I am not sending the government a check for 75 cents. Okay? That's what they want to do. Just plain and simple. All right. Didn't know we're getting off on that topic, but there you go. So yeah, did I pay all the bills yet? Did I get out of here and
Probably not.
do the housekeeping stuff on the new podcast? Yeah, I kind of got close on that. Anyway, so the Scott Robinson interview is up. It's up on audio only. Someone can put up the link to the podcast in a couple of days. It'll come out in its video version, which will be on YouTube only. You can check that out. So there's that. Yeah, Gen X Mom.
Really quick, I have a comment from Stuart Bailey over in the UK. They're saying about the money. He made a comment about the money.
Yeah.
He said that the money issued with King Charles III on it will be the last currency issued. After that, we're going cashless in the UK.
Yeah, that's boy, you guys are really ahead of the curve on some fucked up shit. Just like your, open the uncontrolled open border policy, and then everyone who writes me letters and gives me phone calls from London says that it's a goddamn fucking mess, that it should have been regulated and metered, and you just run out of places for people to go, then you're piling up on top of each other, then everybody starts stealing and fighting with each other, and then everybody's, whoa, what's going on here? Let's blame the white people or something. Yeah, the white people are stupid. The white people should have welcomed in immigrants in an orderly fashion and made sure that everybody was getting along. That's what white people did wrong. White people are fucking stupid. And my government's the same way. Goddamn idiots with how they regulate things, as you want open border but no cash. Just the exact opposite of what you should do. Yeah, white people are stupid, and I'm one of them. Anyway, so yeah, London's at the forefront. England's at the forefront of that stuff. If you guys are really doing that, that's stupid. Absolutely ridiculous. You once they have control over where all the money is, they could push a button and your bank account goes to zero. They could push a button and your credit card goes to zero. There's no way to stop them if that's what we're doing. If it's all digital currency, if that's all the cash there is, there's no way to they control everything. They push a button and money goes from your employer to your checking account. You push a button, your checking account gives it to the grocery store. They push a button and go, yeah, we're imposing a tax on you and you're going to pay it. You can say no, but they know where your money is. It's in a bank and they got the button. Am I making simple sense? It's basic, man. It's not tough to figure out. This isn't a conspiracy. This is what they want to do. They'll even tell you, we will have more control and it's safer for everybody, but they'll tell you, they're not even hiding it. This isn't a conspiracy that I need to prove. This is just what they're telling you. You know what they want to do? I wasn't going to get off on this, but imagine this. Let's say there's some boomers that have, $300,000 in a 401k. Okay. Now, what if there's 2 million boomers that have that much money? What if the government looks at all the boomers' savings and all the boomers' investments and all the boomers' 401ks, and they're like, wow, there's $2 trillion there. Boy, we'd sure like to have that. So they came up with this plan, and it got vetoed. It got shot down. But this is how bold they are. They came up with a plan and said, listen, we're going to borrow your money. And we're going to take your money out of your account, but you're not even going to know it's gone. And listen to how they say this. And this is their explanation. When you, as a boomer, I'm just throwing out boomer as an example, follow me on this. This is really simple. Government comes out and says, here's our plan. You have $300,000 in your investments or in your bank account. The only way you know that's there is on a piece of paper, on a statement that you get every month. That's it. All right. Do you go down and count your money? Do you go down once a week and demand the bank show you your $300,000? No. There's just a statement comes in, and at the bottom of the page in black ink it says $300,000. That's all you know. It's very secure, very comforting. The government says we could literally take your money out of the bank. You wouldn't know. As long as your statement still shows up with $300,000 written on the bottom, you're fine. Nothing changes in your world. What do you care if we borrow your money? We're going to use it for old people? Do you not like children? Because that's what we're using your money for, and you're not going to know the difference. You're not even going to miss it. And the only thing they were talking about doing differently was your statement comes 14 pages of your investments. At the bottom in black ink, it says 300,000, and it's there. They're going to change the color of the ink at the bottom of the page. One line at the very bottom of the page is going to say 300,000 in green. Now, what that's supposed to mean is your money is still available if you need it, but we, the United States government, have taken it, and we're going to help old people. We're going to help children. We're going to help handicapped people. We're going to help minorities. We're going to help people that need it, and you are such a good person for letting us do it. Are you listening to what the plan is? They're not being shy about it. You think I just went on that rant about England like, oh, here he goes again. There's a general talking those conspiracy bullshit. Oh, yeah, general, they're going to push a button and take the money. Sure they are. You guys are ahead of us. You guys are ahead of us in this process. And they've already talked about it here. It just got shot down. because Democrats are rich people. There's more rich liberal Democrats in Congress and in the Senate than there are Republicans. And they went, no, you're not touching our money. It was fine when it was someone else's. All they have to do is they have to write in some wording in the law in the United States where government employees are exempt. Then it'll pass. That's just my 2 cents on that, but it'll pass. Are you tracking with me? They're going to take your money and use it for good purposes. All right, okay, stop right there. Tell me one government-funded program that's gone according to plan, because the post office runs like a dream. And before you idiots come in here, there's going to be some dumbass in here. You know, the post office is privatized. You know, I actually did a lot of reading on that, and it's not. It's still a government-funded program. Every year it's in the budget, but there's still stupid people. You know, let me show you how smart I am. My name's Fun Fact Freddy, and it's a fun fact that the post office has been privatized. Yeah, who owns it? Who owns the post office? I'm telling you, it's a contract. It's funded by the government and by us every year. So shut up. But anyway, back to programs that don't work in the government. They're going to take all of our money and promise to use it for good, because they couldn't say what they're going to really do with it, could they? They couldn't walk out and say, well, we're taking all your money out of your bank account and your 401k, and, well, we're going to fuck off with it. We're going to line our pockets and pet projects in neighborhoods where we live. Ultimately, the school system is going to get an eraser. That'll be what's left in the money, where they can buy an eraser for the whole school district. Well, we'll paint it gold for you. You know, simulated gold. You can't have real gold. That's ours. But that's what's going to happen. Luckily, it got shot down in its infancy. It didn't go anywhere. But, you know, it's kind of funny when you want to talk about taking people who have money. You got to go find people that have money. And the people that have money are still pretty powerful in my country when it comes to voting. So it got shot down for all those reasons. Yes, Gen X Mom.
The Hawk says, objection, Your Honor. Nothing is government funded. It's all taxpayer money. That's been FUBAR'd by the government.
That's true. Government funded is really government regulated. The government is just the gateway between the citizens' money and the programs. And don't worry, as it trades hands, the government will take their cut. Not much. They're not greedy, of course, but we'll move on from there. Oh, God, you guys got me all discombobulated. I got 4 minutes left in the program. I haven't said a goddamn thing about what I wanted to.
They
Yeah,
have
Gen X
things
Mom.
on their mind, too.
Well, I'm listening. We're talking here.
All right. Well, Mrs. Four is at it again. 5 more memberships to Rick Heike, Blueberry, Jones, a person, and General Foodie. And Jeff Cox over on Facebook says if the government wants more tax money, they then legalize weed.
Yeah, that's a close one on there. TS Jedi, $2. He goes, fun fact, Thomas here. You're 100% correct.
Jonathan Wilkie on Facebook, UK Miners Pension Fund. The government took 85% out of it as a loan and reduced their payments in the 70s and 80s, never paid it back.
Yeah, it's just they have to find a way to do it and make us live with it, make us swallow it, and then they'll try it. There's nothing in my government in the United States, there's nothing off limits if they think they can get away with it. Nothing. There is nothing off limits at all. They will do the most outrageous stuff you ever heard of. And they, no matter what they do, they can go with something going, we are going to steal $2 trillion from everyone's bank accounts, and we're just going to do it. Someone will say, okay, let's do that. But can we write on the front of the bill that we're saving sick babies? Because no one's going to vote against the sick baby bill. So write down that we're saving sick babies. And let's just go with that every time. Yeah, Gen X Mom.
Uncle Tim has bailed you out right now. He says, as hard as you have been going there, General, it's about time for you to get a nice sniffer of whiskey and get a cigar going and to bid everyone a good day.
You know, that's you think that's like something I have to fight for. And I will tell you honestly, my wife will do that for me. There are times when she will bring me a cigar. She will bring me a shot of whiskey. She will turn off everything around me.
You put me on the screen?
That was like 5 minutes ago.
All right.
So what I'm saying before I was so rudely interrupted was that my wife. See, I was going to talk about what a good wife my was. Then she fucking interrupts me. Never mind. I'm taking it all back. Everything. She's a terrible wife. She can't shut the fuck up. Yeah, go ahead.
Rowdy Bobby gave $1, and the Shoeless One gifted 5 memberships to Avram Krovax, Ashley Beth Crawford, ABC. Carla, No Bote. Whoop, I just lost
Well,
it.
you're fucking that one up.
Nobody.
Okay.
Nobody. And, oh my gosh, Etheria.
I wonder if sometimes that people, I know they give memberships out of the kindness of their heart. It is their hard-earned money. They don't owe you any money. They don't owe me any money, even if it's $1 or $100. But I wonder if sometimes, like Mrs. Four, who knows me, I wonder if she doesn't put those in there just to shut me up once in a while. she wants me to. Sometimes I think you guys out there want me to take a breath. So you.
Oh,
hey,
yeah. Professional broadcaster
trained
there.
professional broadcaster with his alarm going off on his phone. I wonder if sometimes they don't cleverly place those things in there, so I'll shut up. Because we have to stop and talk about it for a minute. You know, I just wonder if that's the deal.
She wants you to breathe. Take a moment to breathe.
It's a breath of fresh air, gifted 5 memberships. All right.
Jonathan Wilkie in Facebook said, first time I think us in the UK saw Mrs. Gen X. Because I'm not on the World Show.
Oh, no, you're not. No, yeah. That is her right there. I'll put her on for a couple seconds. She can wave and say hello. That is my lovely blushing bride. All right, back to me.
Okay.
Because it's this, the show is about this.
It's all about you.
It's all about me. There's nothing else. Just me. It should be called the me show. And then I think we'd all be better off. So, yeah, so many things I was going to talk about. You're doing sheets. I'm going to close that out. I don't need that paper.
Nope.
All right. So let me go back to what I was trying to say.
Now I'll leave you alone.
I put some things in order here, and I'll just run through them down here. Christmas ornaments are still on sale for a little bit longer. My wife makes these herself in her little study. So if you guys want some, just go to the website, genxtalks.com, look for the shop. Mods can put up the links, and, you know, they're a couple bucks. The base is a couple bucks. They turn different colors if you want one. Once they're off, once they're gone, they're gone. Let's keep that in mind. Once they're gone, don't call me in like December 15th and go, hey, I just got my Social Security check and I'd like to. No. They're gone. They're dated and they're gone. If you got one last year, you can't order last year's number. You can't order this year's number. Just letting you know. All right. What's the next one on there? Lethal Weapon is the movie tonight. Discord. Gen X Talks has a Discord server. And for those of you that get nervous about what a Discord server is, it's chat rooms. It's just chat rooms. And it's run by Trippy Pineapple and Lionheart. They do a good job over there. And they put on a movie every Monday night at 6 o'clock. Tonight's chosen movie is Lethal Weapon. Lionheart OG picks the movie. He runs the show. He passes out the popcorn. He puts the straw in the Coke for you. So pay attention when he's around. But it's a good show. It's a lot of fun to be there. All the chat rooms are really easy to get into, and they're free. You want to talk about topics with people that think like you do, just join up. You just sign up and go in there. There's no credit card, no nothing. You just hang out. All right, where was I? Next on the list. We talked about the big blue eye in the interview. And then we talked about the big blue eye in the interview. And then we talked about the big blue eye in the interview. See how we did that? Now, this is one, you guys are familiar with the 2-minute drills. This one is, I'm getting some backlash on this latest 2-minute drill. Now, it's up on Facebook Blue. If you go to the Facebook Blue page, and if you go to YouTube, it's up on both of those. I don't think it's anywhere else yet. It will be, but right now, this is it. Just a 2-minute drill on a topic. And this is the thumbnail you're looking for to make sure you found the right one. But the blowback I'm getting, it's on several fronts, but the biggest one is it's about cops, white cops killing black people. That's the thing. They're throwing emails at me and direct messages and saying, you don't understand, man, that Black Lives Matter and Antifa, they made a difference. I said, yeah, they didn't at all. They didn't. All you do is make things worse, because when you come out there, first of all, and I'll make this simple, you come out with George Floyd, who died terribly, and those asshole cops who fucked with him. They all needed to be put to sleep, in my opinion, but I'm not in charge of that. You don't behave that way. That's the guy who I said, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. But they came out and said, look at this guy who died at the hands of these cops. This happens every 6 minutes in our country. That was a lie. More white cops kill black men than anybody else. That's another lie. More black people are killed by cops in general than that's another lie. But once you have the picture, once you have the stage of someone who was murdered, in my opinion, and killed. And I understand, well, he didn't comply. He was on drugs. I got it. I got all that. The end result was there's so many other things they could have done, in my opinion, to handle the situation. You need to kill the guy. I get all this pretense stuff. Okay, I'm not talking about that. What I'm referring to is you take an incident that has just happened. It is real. It did happen. There's pictures and there's conversations, and you spin it to whatever you want. And they did. They became, this happens all the time. This happens every day. It's been going on for 40 years. Every 6 minutes for 40 years, there's been black people dying, and they go on and on and on. Defund the police got thrown in there, and cities defunded the police. They didn't wipe out all their money, of course. They quickly changed that from defund to restructure the money because they realized how stupid they sound. After about the first 10 days, they quit yelling defund the police and kept going, we didn't mean defund the money, just structure the money around for training and other purposes. Yeah, because you stepped on your dick when you said that. But the problem is that if it's been going on for 40 years and every 6 minutes and blah, 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 I didn't hear anything happen yesterday. Or the day before, or the day before that. Nothing's happened today. It's coming up on noon some places. If it's happening every day, or did you magically complain? Did you magically run around with your posters chanting, and when you got done, because Antifa and Black Lives Matter, nowhere to be found, did you fix it? Did you magically stop it? Has it gone away? Because as soon as you guys went away, things got quieter. And I wish I could form a group, a club of anti-racism. And I wish there was like 10,000 people of every color and creed, male and female, tall and short, skinny and fat. I wish there was 10,000 of us that could come into a situation and go, all right, that guy was killed by that guy. That's bad. We're squashing it. That guy's going to jail, or that guy's getting the electric chair because he fucked up. This was racially motivated. We came in, we squashed it, we dealt with it. Now let's quietly move on. No. Don't keep protesting for 6 more months. Shut the fuck up. You come in, you solve the issue. If there was bad cops involved, you handle it. And you stand there and tell everybody, there's 10,000 of us. We took care of this. It's all sorted out. Problem has been corrected. This situation squashed. Everybody quietly go about your business. No, we're not going to sit here and protest for the next 6 months because that gets people upset. You create more division. You create more problems. You're going to create more of the situation that you pretend you're trying to get rid of. I wish my organization just come in and you push Black Lives and push Antifa and go, we're here, we're squashed, these guys are going to jail. Racism's bad. We're going to kill it. We're going to squash it. Every time there's an incident, boom, it's gone. Now everybody move along with your day. No more protesting. Shut the fuck up. Then you could even turn on Black Lives Matter and go, you're racist. We're disbanding you. You're leaving. Why? Well, because you only talk about black people. Black lives are the only ones that matter. Not white, not brown, not every life matter. Yeah, you're racist. You need to go. I wish that racism group was a real thing with real power and real memberships that can squash things and then shut it up and move on. Quit talking about it. Morgan Freeman said it the best. You want to end racism? Quit talking about it. Because when you bring it up, you're at the very least, you're making black people mad. When you get on the TV every day, go, did you know that a black man is killed every 6 minutes in this country? There's black people going to hear that and get upset. They don't know you're lying. They don't know you're full of shit. You know, white people kill more black people than anybody else. That's going to make black people upset. They don't know you're full of shit. They don't know you're lying. They don't know that black on black crime is worse than white on black. They don't know you're full of shit. They have no idea they're being misled by you. So if you're allowed to keep spilling your rhetoric, you're making the problem worse. You're making people angry. I wish my racism crowd could come in and just shut these people down and go, you know what? You're full of shit. You're making things worse. Go away. That's what I want. I want a governing body of that just uses common sense and gets rid of the bullshit. Yes, Gen X mom with your hand in the air.
Mr. McKinnon had a comment. Science has clearly identified how racism works in the brain, and it has nothing to do with the media narrative, just like morality has nothing to do with the media narrative.
Read that again.
He says science has clearly identified how racism works in the brain, and it has nothing to do with the media narrative, just like morality has nothing to do with the media narrative.
And what genius said this?
Mr. McKinnon.
Mr. McKinnon. I don't have a PhD. I don't know if you do. Maybe you do. I don't know what websites you're looking at, what charts and graphs and polling and focus groups you've got working for you. I don't have any. But I'm going to tell you that you're full of shit. Now, maybe you don't even know you're full of shit. Maybe it's an accident. Maybe you're just quoting somebody. Racism is learned. It isn't programmed into your brain. Racism isn't a chemical response to some visual intake that you see and your brain processes it and goes, ooh, I don't like that color. Doesn't happen. Racism is learned. Black, white, brown, kids all play together. They have no idea they're supposed to hate each other. They have no idea what's going on. In fact, if you shut the fuck up and don't say anything, those kids will grow up to be teenagers and they'll just have normal problems that teenagers do. They'll grow up to be young adults with normal problems. There will not be any of that. It is learned. It is taught. It is explained. Oh, and my favorite way for people like you to bring up the topic of racism, to get that ball rolling, to get people to start thinking, oh, that dude doesn't like me because I'm black. Those dudes don't like me because I'm white. The way to get the ball rolling and still look like you're an innocent person in all this, teach it as history. I'm just teaching history. I'm just exposing history. I'm just trying to tell people what went on in the past. You can't be upset at me for teaching history, can you? And you got it started. Now you got people all upset. Well done. Yes, Gen X mom.
Mr. McKinnon said back, The Brain, a user's guide published by Time magazine, explains exactly where we are at with 100 years of research.
Far out. 100 years of research in Time magazine. All right. Yeah. I also saw Time magazine put a picture of Caitlyn Jenner up and say that was Woman of the Year. So cheers to you, buddy. Good job there. Everybody's full of shit in that aspect, I promise you. Keep it simple, man. I'm not going to get into the weeds with you. Keep it simple at nuts and bolts at street level. Racism is learned. It's taught. It's not programmed. You think some dude on a deserted island that's been there for 50 years and sees his first black person goes, oh my God, I hate that fucker. It's in my brain. It's been programmed there. It's just a chemical trigger. The first black person I saw in 50 years, I hate that guy. You think that's what happened? Are you out of your goddamn mind? No, not even going along with you for 1 second. You can sit at the little kids table for the rest of this conversation. All right, Gen X mom, anything else? Are we good?
Not according. I have stuff in the sheets if you want to take a break and take a drink.
Okay, go ahead. What do you got?
Chris Spencer became a new member on the YouTube channel. Loud One gave $10 so the general can take a breath and hydrate. Taco Bell for lunch. Terry Hardman on Facebook. This is the first time I've been able to watch live. I usually listen on Alexa. Love your show.
I didn't know we were on Alexa.
I didn't know that either.
Far out. That's fucking cool, man. So could I go to Alexa and say, hey, Amazon, play me?
Why are you asking? I have no idea.
I don't either. It's because I don't know. I thought I'd ask.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if you have to ask specifically, though. I wonder if you have to be like, I have to go up to Amazon and go, little Amazon Alexa thing. And go, Amazon, I need to hear the most handsome bearded podcast ever. Would that work?
God. Whatever. Please.
All right. So where was I? God, my beard's a little thin right there. I think you trimmed it up bad. I blame you.
I haven't touched it. Could it possibly be the way you slept?
No, because I brushed my face. I drug a brush across my face this morning. I'm good.
You have satin pillows, that take care of the hair. Hey, Mrs. T's in, member for 11 months. Hello, handsome. Hello, Gen X mom. Hello, bottom of the glass station. Where the hell have you been?
No shit. The show has begun and ended all at Mrs. T's request. As soon as her voice appeared, angels sang, the heavens parted, and we can all go on with our day now. I love Mrs. T.
I do too.
I met her in person.
Me too.
All right. So yeah, okay, because we're gonna run out of time. This show's been over for 15 minutes because I was only doing half a show
Yeah,
today.
well, our peeps are here.
All right. So another thing that everyone keeps asking me to try to diagnose is the big topic on all the media about Israel is the hospitals. That's the big thing. And everyone's like, well, the bad guys are hiding in the hospitals. How do the good guys go in and do something about it? Do the Israelis just bomb the shit out of the hospitals? They're going to be killing innocent people, but they're going after Hamas. But how do you go in there and just get Hamas out from in the hospitals, under the hospitals? And schools are the same way. You get the idea. That is a really tough question. There's many schools of thought on that. You can just go in there and wipe everybody out and kill the bad guys and say, well, there's innocent casualties in war every day, so get over it. But at the same time, you kind of know you're doing it. In casualties of war is when you drop bombs from 30,000 feet and it wipes out good people and bad people. You really didn't know what was going on. But when you bomb a hospital, you kind of know what you're doing there. So you end up really not getting anywhere in the conversation. Would you agree? But the next thing is that you're like, they're going to go hide there. So, going into this, you're going to have to find a way. Now, it'd be great if we could just go in and shoot just bad guys, not damage any medical equipment, not damage any people that are in there. Just go in and kill the bad guys. I just don't think that unless you have 30 SEAL Team 6s that can rush the building all at once, and even then, I don't know that you'd come out totally clean. It's a tough situation because and I'll give it to you as an example. I've talked to my wife, I've talked to my kids in different aspects. I'm going to give you a story I've used for years. And I pose this as a question. I start mainly with my sons, but if you come downstairs in the middle of the night and there's a bad guy with a gun to your mother's head and you have a gun pointed at them and the guy says, drop your gun or I'll kill your mother, what do you do? And I've posed this question because I want kids to think, this is a difficult situation, and I want to hear their thoughts and which way they go. Mainly, everybody says, put down the gun so your mother can live. That's mainly what everybody says. That applies to Israel and the hospitals. Everyone is saying, put down your gun, let the people in the hospital live. And you're thinking, well, but the bad guy who's got the gun to my mom's head, he's going to live too. And everybody said, yeah, just let the mom live, let the bad guy with the gun live, let the hospital go, let Hamas live. That's kind of, I would say about 90% of the people I talk to believe that's the answer. Now, let's back up to the personal situation. If I come downstairs and I got a pistol in my hand and I found that some guy has a gun to my wife's head and tells me, put down the gun or your wife's dead. As soon as I put down that gun, my wife's dead anyway, and probably so am I. He can shoot my wife and he can shoot me. There's nothing I can do about it because I allowed him to live. What's the other thing with that? If I don't shoot that guy, and I'll try to save my wife's life, but if I don't shoot that guy, he's going to get someone else's wife. He's going to shoot someone else. If Israel doesn't do something with the hospitals, with Hamas, they're going to do it again. They know why they're hiding there. They're hiding in the hospitals because they have the proverbial gun to the head of every patient, every doctor, and every nurse, and they're telling Israel, put down your weapons, don't fire at us, or you're going to kill all these people. And you got to make a choice. Now, I'm not saying blow the building up. I'm not saying that at all. In fact, I don't know that I have a real good answer. I know if I was in charge of the Israeli Defense Force, I would give this example to my men and go, they're going to do this again. They're just going to do, I don't want anyone to die, but God damn it, they're going to do this again. If we sacrifice 300 people in that hospital, we potentially can stop these guys from killing 3,000 more people down the road. Because if you don't, they're going to keep killing. And I would give the example of the gun to my wife's head and come down the stairs and what do you do? And I would say, go in there, kill every one of the bad guys, save everybody you possibly can. Do your best job at preserving innocent life. This is war, but number one in war, the enemy's got to be defeated. That's me. That's how I explain it. When people come to me and they're like, well, and the first thing they try to do, they're like, these pro-Palestinian people are like politicians. They want to muddy the waters. Well, let's go back 100 years. Let's go back 1,000 years. Yeah, let's not. I don't let people go down that road in those conversations. I don't let it happen. Well, if we go back to the turn of the century and we go back before then, Israel doesn't even deserve to be there. Israel is a state that was created. I got it. I don't care. Shut the fuck up. These people killed those people. Those people are mad and they're going to kill these people. That's it. Well, I think after the initial suffering was over, we should all take time and pause. Yeah. So, that's like the example I gave before. Some guy walks up at a grocery store, punches my wife in the face, and as I lunge at him to kick the shit out of him, somebody grabs me and goes, I realize your wife got punched in the face, but I think now is a time for restraint. I think now is a time to reflect. Are you out of your fucking mind? If I don't take that dude out, he's going to go punch someone else's wife. What's wrong with you? Well, I'm just saying that men have been hitting women and women have been hitting men for thousands of years. Okay, first, I'm in my story of the grocery store. I'm going to beat the shit out of the guy who laid his hand on my wife. Then this motherfucker who's giving me this bullshit advice, I'm coming after him next. Now, I'll probably just slap him around a little bit like the bitch he is. But you get the point. Keep it at nuts and bolts, man. Don't get lost in the weeds. Don't say, well, after World War II, the Allies, they formed the Israeli state, and the West Bank is occupied, and Gaza, I don't give a shit about all that. All I'm talking about is these people killed those people, and those people are wiping them out so it doesn't happen again. That dude punched my wife in the face. I'm going to come over there and punch that dude in the face, and he's not going to do it to my wife again or anybody else. It's that simple. I'm not letting you muddy the waters with all your double talk. I'm not going to do it. I don't give a shit. I don't even know if the comments, there's probably some dude in the comments right now. Well, you don't understand the historical value of the precedents and there's 3 religions that like to use Jerusalem as their holy land. I don't give a shit about all that. Right now, none of that fucking matters. What matters is these guys killed these guys and these guys are going to stop them. That's where we're at. I know you'd like to drag things in different directions and put some wherefores and what have yous in there, but go ahead and look. You guys ever look at the footage that CNN or Fox News or MSNBC's put out? Do you guys ever see the look in the soldiers' faces? It's a 1,000-yard stare, every single one of them. It's a 1,000-yard stare. They're just looking off in the distance like, yeah, you keep talking about Israeli state and, the Palestinians and let's cease fire, slow down. You talk all you want. Real soldiers on the ground in the IDF have a 1,000-yard stare. They're going to defend their families. And this is the way they do it. Keep it simple. Do not let people drag you out into the weeds with these conversations, because that's what people like to do. Especially anybody on a losing argument will drag you into the weeds with all these different things. They'll keep changing topics and spinning around and throwing out stuff. So you're trying to catch up and stay with. Don't do it. I don't do that shit anywhere in any argument anymore. I don't let it happen. When you know you're in the right, keep it simple. Keep everybody on point. All right, that's all I got to say on that. What else you got in the sheets? I'm sorry, got off on one of my topics again.
Mrs. 4 did 5 more memberships. Justin Ride, Fee Wallace, Speed Racer 057 Mach 5, JB, and Kyle Carter all got memberships. Oh. Also, I'm going to make it public, but I put Mr. McKinnon in a timeout because I totally agree with free speech and being able to say whatever he wants. But then he personally just said that we could go on trying to make money by selling our ornaments and stuff like that. So he is now in a timeout, everyone.
We can make money by selling ornaments? Yeah.
I deleted that.
Wow, you got like $2 or $3 you make on each ornament. We are raping and pillaging the capitalist society. There's one in here. He says, if you were
I know, I didn't read it.
You'd be standing in front of abortion. Is he right? This is one of the deleted comments Mr. McKinnon wrote. If you were interested in the preservation of innocent life, you'd be standing in front of an abortion clinic right now. I got a show to do right now. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Who's going to be in an abortion clinic? That's where I'd be right now? Dude, I fucking just barely woke up. I had a terrible night's sleep, if you want to know. I fell asleep at 2 in the morning, and I was up at 6. I didn't sleep very well. You want me to be at an abortion clinic right now? Maybe, but I don't think so. You'd be standing in front of an abortion clinic right now, but I understand you have some T-shirts and Christmas. Oh, I see what he did there. He was saying, if you really cared about the world, you'd be standing in front of an abortion clinic instead of selling T-shirts, instead of selling Christmas ornaments. Wow. So you understand everything about me. Do you know, what if I told you right now I'm in a wheelchair? I am in a wheelchair. What if I told you I couldn't walk? Will you still want me to get down there? What if this was the only way to stay afloat and feed my family was selling T-shirts and Christmas ornaments? Would you still begrudge me? Would you say that I should sacrifice the safety and the health of my family so that I can stand in front of an abortion clinic at 10 o'clock in the morning when no one's there anyway? In fact, I don't even know if they're open till noon. Dumbass. Now I am in a wheelchair, but I can walk, and there's other ways to feed my family. My point was that you don't know. You just come by, you're one of those drive-by, well, if you cared, instead of selling T-shirts, you'd be standing. How about if I donated money to a cause that fights abortion clinics? You wouldn't know if I did or not. Would I have to show you my tax return, to show you my charitable donation, to prove to you that I did that? The truth is, you don't know shit about me. You have no fucking clue. You're one of those people that just drives by, well, it did T-shirts and Christmas ornaments and abortion clinic. And then you ride off into the sunset throwing your papers in the air like you've accomplished something. The truth of the matter is, guys like you don't matter at all. Guys like you who come in and try to stir things up with these quippy one-liners to make your point. There's no depth. There's no substance. I had a small response. I just barely scratched the surface of your childish conversation, and you were dismantled. You dissolved in water. And I didn't even try. That was with half my brain tied behind my back, just so you know. Mr. McKinnon, you want to have a rational conversation, you're going to have to grow the fuck up. Now, I told you could sit at the little kid table earlier, but I'm rescinding that offer. I'd like you to grab your coat, grab your hat, hit the fucking door, dude. You know, the rest of us around here have reasonable conversations like grown-ups. We'll be just fine without you. In fact, I guess this will be like regular life, like your real life. You're going to leave here and no one's going to notice. Because you're that guy who leaves the party and no one even notices till the next day and said, where'd McKinnon go? Was he here? And no one even notices when you leave. Yeah, it's like that. All right. So listen, it's time. We've gone an hour now. Is there anything else in between the sheets?
I just had one more.
Go ahead.
Arbot, member for 19 months. Greetings from South Africa. So he stepped into the bottom of the glass nation. Oh, the world show. Sorry.
Since we've done a phone call, right?
Yeah.
There's guys like Arbot that we need to call sometime and talk about South Africa because he's there. Then there's that dude in the Philippines. We got to call him. Now that we got the phone calls working.
Arbot needs to email either me or you and see if we can set up a time because I don't know what the time difference is.
Also, anybody who wants to be on the program, either the World Show or the Bottom of the Glass Nation Show, with a phone call, join Telegram. Telegram is encrypted. Telegram, it's free to phone call. If I got to start paying AT&T to call South Africa, my wife will divorce me, and I'll get stuck with the phone bill in the divorce. So join Telegram. We talked to Tomash over in Israel. He was on Telegram. It's a better way for us to all communicate, all right? So if you're interested in that, if you're far away, if you have some insight for something you want to say or do because of who you are and where you live, first of all, email us, genxmom@genxtalks.com, and then make sure you're on Telegram. Just download the app. It's just a texting app, texting and phone calls. It's simple. And our staff uses that because when we send videos or pictures of stuff, it doesn't compress them. It keeps everything right where it's supposed to be. It's awesome. So if you want to do something like that, futuristic and part of the program, email Gen X Mom. Let her know that you're interested. Let her know what your name is, your phone number, that you're on Telegram. We'll add you to our Telegram list, and then we can do something. It's a big thing. It's a lot of fun. And we just did the one phone call on the one show, but it worked. It was clean. Everybody could hear. It was a good thing. So listen, I got to get out of here. I got to go. I remember this was only half an hour show. I don't know how you guys got me to go the full hour. I literally only came in here to look, hello, I love you guys. Goodbye. I was trying to get through it. And don't forget to buy a Christmas ornament and a T-shirt on your way out. just if for nothing else to piss off Mr. McKinnon, okay?
Don't
Do
forget
that for
movie
me.
night tonight.
Movie night tonight. It's at 6 o'clock on Discord. You guys saw the answer on that. I got to go. I got to get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm not sure where you are on this little blue planet. I'm not sure how you were listening, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps on the Armed Service Radio Network. But wherever you go, there you are. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. That's right. I said it.